Hey, I'm Starr,
host of
Happy Yoga with Starr. And we're here on the beaches of Algoma, Wisconsin to play with a little vinyasa flow, working some twists, hips, and leading up to grasshopper. So thank you all for joining in. Namaste. So as you lay back, you can find yourself with your legs straight or knees bent, whatever's comfortable. And we'll just start with slowing the breath down, taking a nice deep breath into the belly. So as you inhale, feel the navel move away from the spine. There's expansion. And then as you exhale, feel the navel move back towards the spine. Good. Now as you inhale, there's going to be a pause at the top of the breath. Just let your mind rest in that space in the inhalation. So breathing into the belly, and there's a pause, and then exhale, feeling the navel move back towards the spine. There's a pause. So there's these little gaps in between each breath where there's just space. So we can just let our mind rest in those spaces. Inhaling then, feel the breath move from the belly up into the ribs. So you feel expansion moving upward like a tree blossoming in the springtime. So you feel this expansion moving upward, the breath, prana, life force. And then exhaling, navel, and then ribs. And then all the way up to the third part, breathing belly, ribs, and chest, all the way up to the top, letting it grow and expand right underneath your collarbones. And then exhaling, belly, then ribs, and then chest. So keep following this breath as we move through the practice. And notice how easy it is to breathe right now. And then use that gauge when you go into some of the more challenging poses that you can still breathe with ease. So you don't want to hold your breath. And when you find yourself holding your breath, just pause. You might need to take a break. So just listen to your body's feedback. Rest when you need to rest. And then we'll go ahead and begin. So from here, you're on your backs already. Go ahead and bring your feet, your knees into your chest. So pick up your feet, bring your knees into your chest and hug them in. Good. And then just circle out your ankles. And then from here, circle the other way. And then go ahead and just set your left foot down. Take your right leg straight up to the sky. Good. Flex your foot. And then just bring your hands to clasp behind the right leg. And press out through the heel. From here, go ahead and gently roll up. Bring your chin towards your knee, but just take it easy. We're just warming up, letting the body know we're going to use it today. And then let your head rest back. Switch to the other side. Left leg goes up. Flex your foot. Relax your jaw. Let your tongue release from the roof of the mouth and the backs of the teeth. And then we'll gently roll up again. Flexing that left foot. Press the heel to the sky. Relax your jaw, your shoulders. Make sure you're still breathing that easy breath, and then release. And then we'll just go ahead and take the right leg back up to the sky. This time bring your hands alongside your body. And then we'll go ahead and start to pick up that left foot, keeping your left knee right over your left hip. And then we'll start to point the toe on the right leg and start to lower it about halfway, keeping your hands pressing flat into the ground and your low back pressing. So don't let your back arch. Good. Now maybe you'll lower it all the way so you can stay halfway or all the way. So that's up to you. And breathe. Try to keep your left knee right over your left hip. That's going to make it harder. Good. Keep your lower ribs in. And then we'll bring the knees back to the chest. Good. And then go ahead and take your left leg up. Point your toe. We'll try the same thing. Pick up your right foot. Your right knee is right over your right hip. Good. And then go ahead and extend the right leg out. And then release. Take your feet back to the earth. Good. And then go ahead and bring your hands behind your head this time. We'll go ahead and take our elbows wide. take your feet up to the sky, both legs up this time. Good, point your toes. And then from here, lift your shoulders off the ground, keep your elbows wide. Good, and then from here, we're going to extend, drop the right leg halfway down. Good, and breathe here. Just hold and breathe, just do your best. Good, and then switch. Go the other leg. Drop it halfway down. Breathe. And then from here, go ahead and bring both legs up to the sky. We're going to drop the left leg halfway down. Keep your right leg to the sky, and then reach your hands around, but don't touch the right leg. And breathe here. Try to touch right behind the right leg, but don't touch the right leg. Try to get your hands to touch. Good, and then try the other side. So the left leg is straight up to the sky. You bring your hands around. Try to touch your hands behind the left leg. Keep breathing here. Good, switch again. You can bend your knees if you need to. Good, you can rest when you need to. And switch again, one more time. You can always drop the opposite foot to the ground and keep going. Good, and then release. Now take your knees into your chest, and we'll come up and roll up and come into a seated position. All right, so here we are in a seated position. We'll go ahead and just bring, we're gonna do a gentle twist first. So just take your, well, let's reach the arms up, and then interlace your fingers and turn your palms to the sky. So inhale here, and then exhale, twist to the right. So just turning your chest to the right. Good, then inhale center, and then we'll twist to the left. Stretch, try to get your arms straight. Good, inhale back to the top, and then go ahead, release your hands. We'll bring the left hand to the right knee, and we'll gently twist, turning to the right. So you'll left hand, right knee, and then sitting tall, breathe now into the belly, ribs, and chest. Keep smiling. Try not to take any one thought too serious. Enjoy the waves and the sound of the waves and the breath coming in and out easy, and then switch. We'll go ahead and take the right hand to the opposite knee and turning to look out over the left shoulder. Inhaling, heart lifts. Exhaling, you might find a little bit more space to turn. Relax the jaw. Don't worry about getting the head there. You twist from the belly, then the ribs, then the chest. And then we'll come back to the center. Go ahead and we're going to take the right hand, turn it towards us, and sit on it. Yep, you're going to sit on your right hand, then you're going to take your left hand straight out to the side, and then take your left ear, left shoulder. So your ear is going towards the hand that's reaching out, and then walk that hand away, and you start to get a stretch in the right side of your neck. And then you can just take your left hand off the ground about an inch. But try to relax your shoulders and lift your heart. Yeah, sit as tall as you can. Don't lose your breathing space from the navel, the ribs, the chest. Good. And then go ahead and just bring your left hand to the side of your head. You're going to pick up your head because it's heavy. Weight of a bowling ball. So pick up your head and then switch to the other side. So turn the left fingertips in. Sit on your hand. Take your right hand straight out to the side. Right ear, right shoulder. Walk the hand away and then lift it off the ground an inch or so. And just try to sit tall, relax your shoulders, and hopefully you feel a stretch in the left side of your neck. So we're just going to keep breathing into that space, giving that area a little space to open up, letting go of any tension. So just clear your mind of all the events of the morning or the day, and just come into this moment. And then we'll bring the right hand to the side of the head, and go ahead and just pick the head up. Good. And then we'll go ahead, reach your arms around behind you, interlace your fingers, and press your knuckles away. Lift your heart and scoop the heart up. And then we're just going to start to come forward gently, pausing wherever you stop is fine. Wherever you get a little sensation in the hips or the shoulders, you can reach your knuckles overhead. If your face comes to the ground, hopefully you're still on the mat. Otherwise you'll have a little sandy exfoliation. So keep breathing here. And then we'll inhale, come up. Now keep your fingers interlaced. We're just going to take the right hand, bring it around to the right side of your waist, about the height of your navel, and then squeeze your elbows together. Good, and then lift your heart. So try to just bring your elbows together, opening your chest, opening the shoulders. Good. And then we'll switch to the other side, sweep it around to the left. And breathe. Lift your heart. Scoop it up. And then squeeze your elbows together. Try to bring there's usually one side that's a little tighter. Yes. Keep noticing, just watching the breath. Good, and then release. And now we'll go ahead and just come on to all fours. So we're gonna bring our hands beneath our shoulders. Good. So from here, we're going to go ahead and start with cat stretches. So with an inhale, look up, let your navel drop towards the earth. And when you exhale, round and hunch, pressing into your hands. Inhale, come up. And then exhale, under. Inhale, up. Exhale, under, round and hunch, chin to chest, tail is under. Good, now pause at the center. We're gonna bring our knees together, right and left, to add a little balance. So take your right leg back, left arm overhead. And if you wanna work the core a little more, you're gonna take your right leg out to the side, left arm out to the side, and try not to hunch. Keep pulling your heart away from the navel. If you wanna stay in the first position, then do that. This is a little bit more challenging. Keep breathing. Find a focal point on the ground, makes it a little easier. And then release, and we'll try the other side. So left leg straight back, right arm overhead. Turn your right thumb to the sky, let your left knee point down. Now again, you can stay here lengthening, finding that balance. If you want more of a challenge, you take the left leg out to the side, right arm out to the side. Be mindful of your neighbor. Yes, good. And then come back to the center. And now we're just gonna move the waist like a barrel. So first round and hunch. So we take the chin in, and now let the right side, let your right waist go right. So you're stretching over to the right, and then drop down towards the earth, and then we'll scoot it over to the left. So you're gonna make a big circle. And try to just keep your arms straight. Let it be all in this spine. So we're just waking it up with a big barrel roll. So it's down, side, up and in, and over to the right. Keep breathing. And then switch directions, going the other way. Make it as big as you want. Just feel your whole spine smiling. It's happy to be moved. Keep the breath flowing. Perfect. And so from all fours, let's go up and back right into down dog. Stretch it back and just pedal the dog out. So bend one knee and let one heel go towards the earth. And then switch. Lift one heel and press the opposite heel down. Let your head and neck relax. Spread your fingers wide. Go ahead and just open your mouth wide. Open your jaw. Stick out your tongue. Loosen it up. Yeah, you can do that. Nobody can see you anyway, right? Let your eyes bug out. Let your face wake up. Open your eyes as big as you can. See how that feels. Open your jaw. Loosen it up. Go from side to side with your jaw. And flat hands. Good. Now we're going to move our spine like a wave. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and bend the knees and just lengthen your spine back. Bend the knees. And then straighten the legs. Lift the tail. Good. And then we'll come forward over the hands. Then bend the knees again. So you're going to start moving like a big wave. And you just kind of let it flow. So you'll bend the knees, lengthen, lift, and just start to move like a wave. Nobody here is going to do it exactly the same. And it's just fine how you're doing it, just so you feel this nice fluid motion. And then pausing back and down dog, adding a little balance. So you might need to walk your feet in closer if you're feeling a little challenge today in that area. Otherwise, take your right hand towards your left ankle and clasp. So you're going to bring across the body. You can walk your feet in closer to make it easier. Okay, you can just stay in down dog to make it harder. So it's up to you. Keep breathing. Good. Feel a long stretch in the spine. Let your head and neck relax. Just let your head fall off. Good. Let your mind drop out. If we could just kind of unscrew the top of the head. Good. And then switch. Go to the other side. Go to the other side. Breathe. You got it. Release the hands to the top. We'll start to walk our hands right back to our feet for a forward fold. So nose towards the knees. Just let your head and neck relax. Shake it out. Yes. Yeah, and then shake it out. No. Good. And then go ahead and we're going to go ahead and come up halfway. Take your right foot over your left. You're going to need to probably bend your left knee a little bit. So you take the right foot over the left. Good. And then breathe there. Let your head hang. Good. You might need to bend the left knee more. Just be easy about it. Just waking up the hamstrings. And then switch. Try the other side. It's good. Yeah, let your head and neck relax. Nice. Let's let it all hang. And release. Uncross. Take your hands around behind you, interlace your fingers. Good, reach your knuckles overhead, let your head hang once more. You can bend your knees to fold here. Breathing in and out through the nose. Still that 3-part easy breath that we started with. Good, then release your hands, let them hang. Just shake out your fingers a little bit, shake it out. Yeah, and then go ahead and just take your hands to your hips, elbows back, shoulders back. We're going to inhale, come all the way up. Reach your arms overhead, big. Stretch to the sun, look up, lift your heart. And then exhale, release your hands. And we'll come to the top of our mat. So let's begin. Now we're warmed up, let's begin, all right? So in the beginning, we start in mountain pose or samastitihi, bringing your big toes together, or your feet can be apart hip width. Good. Find the legs. You can even pick up all 10 toes to find the arches of your feet. Good. And then from here, lift your heart. Take your hands, just reach them alongside your body. Open your palms. And then with an inhale, reach your arms overhead. And then exhale, forward fold. Swan dive down. Inhale, lift your heart to a flat back. Good, and then go ahead and just step both feet back, plank position. Hold it here. We're gonna start out by dropping to our knees. Good, and be easy about this as you keep your elbows in, lower just your chest and chin to the ground for 8-point stick. Chest and chin. Good, your belly stays off the ground. Slide through onto your belly. Point your toes, cobra pose. Bring your hands back alongside your waist. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale down. Inhale, lift again. Might come up a little higher. Maybe your belly will come off the ground, your navel. Good. Exhale down. Keep the legs grounded. Try to press all 10 toes to the ground. Lengthen your tail away. Keep picking up the navel one more time. We'll see if we can come up just a little higher. If you're ready, you can come all the way up into up face dog with your arms straight, lifting your heart, tail down. And then everybody down dog. All the way back. And let's go ahead and step your right foot up, right between the hands for crescent pose. So a high lunge, here we are. Front knee is right over the front heel. The back leg doesn't need to be straight. Eventually your front thigh might get a little bit more parallel to the earth. Take your tail down, lift your heart. Good, and then reach your arms overhead. Breathe here. Now we're gonna add a little twisting. So we're going to go ahead and take the left hand out in front like you're going to shake hands with someone you haven't seen for a very long time. You're very happy to see. And then reach your right arm back like you're in a long hallway and you don't want to touch either side. Keep flowing with the breath. Try to keep the hips still facing forward. Your right hip is right behind your right knee. Your back leg is still strong. And then reach your arms back up to the top. Big inhale. Exhale, take your left hand to your your left hand to your right leg, right hand to your low back, and we'll twist here. All right, so here we can go a little deeper. We're gonna take the left hand or left elbow, you can stay where you're at or take the elbow to the knee now. Going a little deeper, press the palms together. And then everybody come back to the top, reach your arms up, and then find your balance, good. Release your hands to the top of the mat. Now, if you need to rest, I want you to go to child's pose. In fact, we're just gonna go ahead and do that so you get used to resting. So go ahead, bring your knees to the ground, sit back on your heels, bring your forehead to the earth, and just rest. Just kind of smoosh your forehead into the mat. And breathe. Sitting back onto the hips, rest. So remember, you can take this pose anytime you need to. It's perfectly fine. It's warm out here. We're on the beach. Just enjoy the experience. Good, now let's everybody come back to down dog. Take the left foot up right between the hands. We'll try it on this side. So the crescent pose first. Keeping your right knee over your left knee over your left heel. Suck that left hip back so it's lined up. Press through the back heel. The back leg doesn't need to be straight, but it's working towards that. Take your tail down, frontal hip bones lift. Reach your arms overhead. Find a focal point on the ground. It's helpful to ground you. So when your mind gets busy, just focus on that breath coming in and out. Maybe you can hear the waves, listen to the waves. Inhaling, exhaling. Good. From here, we'll go ahead and add that long hallway. So we're going to go ahead and take the right arm out in front, reach the left arm back, like you're between. Again, this long hallway, you don't want to touch either side. Inhaling and exhaling. So we're moving a little deeper into the twist. We're going to start waking up that torso, waking up the digestive fire, stoking that fire. Good. Reach your arms back up. Now we add the first twist with the right hand to the left knee, left hand to the low back, turning gently to look out over the left shoulder maybe. But again, try not to move the hips. Keep the left knee right over the left heel if you can. It's going to want to try to straighten because it's working hard. That's it. And then again, you can come in a little deeper. You can take the elbow to the knee if you would like to go further. And then press the palms together. You can stay up higher. You're perfectly fine. Just listening to the body. And then everybody gently release your hands to the top of the mat. Step back, down dog. Rest. Rest when you need to. If you need to go to child's pose, if you're not tired, move forward into plank. You can drop to your knees. If you're tired, then go and stay in down dog. If you're not tired, you can come down chaturanga on or off your knees. Inhale either cobra or up face. You can stay low or high. And then we go right to down dog. So from down dog, let's go ahead and take our feet a little wider, as wide as your mat in fact, lining the outer edges of your heels and the pinky toes to the outer edges of the mat. Good, and just press back. Get as wide as you can, get as big as you can, and eventually maybe the top of your head starts to move towards the earth. Getting a little deeper stretch. And then come back to your usual hip width apart. We'll come forward, plank position once more. We're going to work the core. So I want you to drop to your knees if you get tired. Otherwise, we're going to do elbow, elbow. We're coming to the forearms. You can be on your knees at any point. Remember, because now we're going to do hand, hand. We're going to keep going with this just for a little bit. So you can hate me later. Otherwise, it's elbow, elbow. Smile. It makes it all so much easier. And hand, hand. Keep breathing. Yep, keep going. Elbow, elbow. Go at your own pace. Hand, hand. Good. Elbow, one last time. Elbow, elbow. Hold it here. And just see if you can roll your hips a little bit to the right so they almost touch, working your obliques. There you go. Come back to the center, go a little bit to the left, see if they can touch. And back to the center, to the right. One more time. Back to the center, to the left. And then back to the center, hand, hand. Woo, you did it. Good. And then go back to down dog. We're gonna step both feet right up to the hands and take chair pose. So from one favorite pose to the next. Reach your arms overhead, hold it here, get nice and long, stretch out both sides of the waist. Take your tail under, lift your heart. And now we're gonna go just a little deeper and breathe. So how low can you go? I think that's a song. Does anybody want to sing it for me? How low can you go? Go a little lower. That's it, you can do it. And a little lower. Oh yeah, that's it. And then take a seat. Go ahead, just take a seat. Beautiful, coming into Navasana. So, snuggle in. You might have to find a good spot in the sand. Don't want to be sitting on a stone for this. And then go ahead and pick up your feet and balance. You can stay here the entire time just trying to balance in this sand. Lift your heart. And then eventually we'll try to pick up the feet so they're about knee height. And then reach your arms out. Okay, so another modification is just come onto your elbows. Okay, that's fine. You can be on your elbows for this. This whole thing can be on your elbows. Otherwise, hold it here, and then we're going to stretch it out. Half Navasana. Inhale up. Exhale, stretch. You can be on your elbows. Inhale up. Or you can just, skip it all together if you want. And then up we go. And exhale, out. So keep going with the breath. It does really, really help if you smile. So you don't take it too serious, especially if you fall over. Hey, it's no big deal. Just get back up. And then hold it out there. Good, come back up. Hug your knees in, cross your ankles. And then we're just gonna actually open your feet up, take your hands behind you, come back up, and we're back into chair pose. There we go, breathe. From here, we're gonna go ahead and just bring our hands to our heart. Bring the left hand to the right knee, yep, and the right hand to your low back, and we're going to twist to the right. And of course, you can go deeper, so it can be elbow to knee and go sink in a little deeper, otherwise stay up high. Modifications are beautiful. Loving yourself enough to know when to say when. And then reach your arms up. Start out with the right hand to the left knee, left hand low back, twisting. Good. Keep your tail under. Pick up the navel, lift your heart. You can add the elbow to the knee, pressing, hands in prayer. And back to chair pose. Reach your arms up. Good, and then sink a little lower and a little lower. You know where we're going, right? A little lower. Yeah? Has anybody got the song in their head yet? And how low can you go? Take a seat. Bring your hands out in front of you. Make the little, the thumbs cross, index fingers out. The rest are interlaced. Lean back. Now we'll start out easy. So we're just going to take it to the right. And then come up. And then to the left. Lean back a little bit. Come up. To the right. Now again, you can make this harder. You can take your feet off the ground. To the right, come up, to the left, to the up. Keep going, left, there you go. Up we go, right, good. And then just hold it. When we get to the right again, hold it. Hold it over to the right. You got it. And then stretch your legs out. Hold it, come back up, go to the left. You got it. Stretch your legs out if you can. Hold it. You got it. Come back up. Oh, we did it. And then bring your feet to the ground. Come back up. Roll up to your hands. Step back, down dog. And rest. So take some big, deep breaths here. Spread the fingers wide. Feel the spine lengthen as you lift the hips. Keep the lower ribs in. Let the head and neck relax. So just let your head in. Good. Breathe. And bring your back a little bit. Open up the shoulders, spin the upper arms open, lower arms spin in gently, pressing into the thumb and the forefinger, all the knuckles. Good. From here, step your right foot up right where your right hand is for warrior one. All right, so we're going to step that right foot up, left foot. Now your heel's on the ground this time. Toes are turned open slightly. Front knee's right over the front heel. So we're going to press down into the heel. Try to relax your toes. You can even pick up all your toes. Let them be fluffy, like marshmallow clouds. That's pretty fluffy. All right, take your tail under. Good, reach your arms up. Warrior one, hold it here. And then open your arms. Turn your palms up. Good. And then bring your right elbow under your left. Keep the back leg strong. And we'll come into eagle arms. Lift your elbows up and away. Good. Now find a focal point on the ground. We're going to take a peek down towards the right foot in that direction. What we're going to do is step the left foot up to the right. So stay here, watch. Step the left foot up to the right. Sink down, okay? So we're getting ready. Yep, just step it up and take a seat. Keep the arms, good. Now, we're gonna take the left foot over the right for eagle pose. So you're gonna try to balance left over right. Same thing with the arms. Just do your best. Good, yes. So you can go as low as you want. Breathing here, good. Inhaling and exhaling. And then go ahead, release, set that left foot down, reach your arms overhead, big inhale. And then exhale, forward fold. Swan dive all the way down, touch the ground. Bend the knees if you need to. Just let the head and neck relax. Yes. Feel your spine long. Inhaling and exhaling. Good, bring both hands to the earth, step back, plank position. From here, just lift the right leg off the ground. You can drop to your knees if you need to. Yes, good. And switch. Just for a moment here, not too long. Feel the core strong. Good, and release that left, or the opposite, both feet down now. Good, yes, stay there. And then go ahead and release to cobra. Slowly lower down, chaturanga. Yeah, either one. Inhale, up face, or cobra, right? And then we exhale, down dog. Everybody rest in down dog. And from down dog, let's go ahead and step your left foot up, right behind your left hand, off to the left slightly. Good, coming up for warrior one on the left side. Again, finding the legs, finding the front heel pressing down. You can almost lift your toes. Maybe you can't lift your toes. The outer edge of the back foot is pressing, lifting the arches, squaring the hips slightly to the front. Your left hip stays behind your left knee. And then reach your arms overhead, keeping your tail down. Good, lower ribs in. Keep just mindfulness of the breath. And then open the arms. Bring the left elbow under the right. So we'll scoop the elbows up so you can go as deep as you'd like, and we'll lift. Again, stay in the legs if you can possibly hold it, finding a focal point out in front. And then you know what we're going to do next. We're going to take that right foot, step it up to meet the left, sink into chair pose. And then we'll see if we can just take the right leg over the left. And hold, eagle pose. Keep breathing. Lift your elbows. Take the tips down if you can, hips down. Fingertips reach straight up. And then inhale, come all the way up and out. And release, come back to the top of your mat. Well, you're already there, good. Reach your arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Swan dive down, letting your heart lead the way. Just relax, just shake out your head, yes and no. Go ahead and just take your arms around behind your legs for a moment and wrap them around, clasping. You might even be able to get your right hand to clasp the left calf muscle and the opposite hands clasping behind. Drawing yourself in a little deeper, but just let your head hang. Otherwise, just clasp wherever is comfortable. Let this relaxing forward fold soothe the mind. Release your hands now, and we'll step back, plank position once more. Holding it here. Lower down, chaturanga, either on or off your knees. Inhale, either cobra or all the way up into up face. And then exhale, down dog. Back we go. From here, let's go ahead. We're going to step the right foot up halfway. Keep your left hand on the ground and just pick up your left leg. Holding it here, balance. Working on strengthening the quads. From here, if you want to add the twist, the right arm will reach up to the sky. You could also work on straightening the left leg for our twisting half moon. So just be mindful as you breathe. Release both hands to the earth. Walk your hands back towards your right foot and just lift your left leg nice and high. Bring your forehead to the right shin for a standing splits. Walk it back. That's right. You can even take your right hand, grab your right ankle. And then gently release. Set the left foot down behind you. Step back into down dog. And we won't stay here long. We're just going to switch right over to the other side. Left foot steps halfway up. Keep your right hand, well, keep both hands on the ground for now. Just pick up your right leg and find your balance. Keep your left knee bent for now. So you're going to work that quad a little bit. Feel the strength that you have within. Find a focal point on the ground. As you keep your right hand on the ground, reach your left arm open to the sky. You can work on straightening the left leg. You can turn to look up at the sky if you're feeling balanced. Breathe. From here, bring both hands back to the earth. Walk them back towards that left leg. Standing splits. Lift the right leg as high as you can. Just like you're a dancer, you have these long, long legs. Lift and lift. At 5'2", I don't know what that feels like, but most of you are all taller than me, so feel that length. Good, and then set your right foot down. And then we'll just go ahead and take a seat. Ah, perfect. And we're going to stretch our legs out in front. So you made it to the earth. Aren't you glad? All right, so go ahead and just bring your right ankle over your left knee. Flex your foot, bring your hands behind you. Then we'll pick up the left foot. Good. Keep your foot flexed on the right foot. And you can just keep walking it in. So however, you can scoot in further, walk it in further, or you can stay right where you're at and just focus on the right knee opening up. Imagine it opening up even if it's not actually cooperating, just imagine it happening. Right knee's opening up, heart is lifting. So we tend to round and hunch. We're gonna pick up out of the low back and lift the heart. Watch the right knee, imagine it dropping open or feel it dropping open. Without any tension in the knees. If you need more of a stretch for that hip, you can bring your foot in a little deeper. Feeling the rotation in the hip, not anything in the knees. Lifting the heart. And then we're going to add a little twist, okay? So you might want to back up. If you scooted in, back up. We're going to take the right arm up and stretch it to the outside of the left foot. Now, eventually, in this is a prep for grasshopper, the foot has to be above the elbow to go any further, okay? So don't worry about if it's not there today. There's just a project to work on, right? Like a little, something to play with when you get home, or not. Keep lifting the heart, and just feel this. Now I'm just going to demonstrate what would be next. So if your foot was pressing above the elbow, then I actually have to get up to do it a little bit. So you got to kind of come up. Let's see the best way to see this. All right. So the foot, we come into chaturanga arms. The foot has to get above the elbow. We'll see how the sand affects it. And then you start to bring the face to the ground, just like you're gonna eat it, but you're not gonna, right? And then elbows squeeze in, triceps working, and then we pick up, whoop, and then start to extend, and then we got grasshopper, okay? So yay, there it is. If anybody wants to try it, you can try. Otherwise, just stay lifting and twisting. So I'll just give you a minute. If someone wants to jump up and try it, you can do that. Otherwise, just stay lifting and twisting. Okay, so you can give it a try if you'd like. Just be playful and mindful. Otherwise, keep lifting your heart. Right where you're at is fine. You had to pick up, jump up. Chaturanga arms. The foot has to be high up on that arm to come in. Yep, foot has to be high up on the arm. Good. And then, yep, elbows in, squeeze. So anybody who lives in my house can attest to me falling on my face 1,000 times before that actually happened. So, and they, you know, give me a good razzing about it too. So you just have to let go of all pride and jump in. All right, let's just try the other side. So extend the right leg. Put that left ankle over the right thigh. So this might be where you work for now. You can just hold this. Okay, this is good. This is good. It's a nice hip opener. Otherwise, we come up, lean back, set the right foot on the ground, lift your heart. Keep lifting, and then we can walk it in just to feel that rotation. So you might just play with this for a few months, just working on that left knee opening up. You can just play with this. You can add the gentle twist, reaching the left arm up, bring it to the outside of that left foot somewhere. Yep. Good. And breathe. That's it. Keep breathing. Lifting up. And then, of course, we know what's next, right? So if you want to jump up and do that side, otherwise we'll just all stay here taking a break. No takers? Not today. Maybe another day. Maybe another time. Another lifetime, possibly. Right? So just keep breathing. If you want to jump up and try it, for the viewers at home, go ahead and jump up and give it a whirl. We'll just keep breathing. You can, again, it's coming to the feet. Chaturanga arms. That left foot is nice and high on the elbow, or actually above the elbow, pressing into the tricep. Press the arms, chaturanga arms. Face comes down, pick up the foot, and then maybe the extension, and hold. All right. Good. And let's just all take a moment in child's pose. So just rest. Come on down, rest. If you want to keep playing with that, go ahead. Otherwise, everybody's just going to rest in child's pose. So gently come up from child's pose, and we'll walk the knees through and come on to our backs. We're just going to get a few little bridges in, working our spine, opening up the heart. So lay onto your backs. Walk your heels in. Good. And then your fingertips might touch your heels right now. So your feet are about hip width distance apart, and then we'll slowly lift the hips. Lengthen your knees away. Keep lifting the hips. You might just walk the shoulders under, turn your palms open to the sky. Okay, keep breathing. Otherwise, you can clasp your hands beneath you, interlacing the fingers, lengthening your knuckles away, holding that. And just focus on your breath. Just keep your knees lengthening away. Good. Lift the hips, walk the shoulders under. Try to relax the glutes. Let your quads do it. I won't come around and check, but just try to relax the glutes. Let the quads do the work. Lift your heart, scooping it up. Good, then release, take your time, come out, release the hands. Let the shoulders come out, let the hips come down. Relax, just rest here for a moment. So we're just gonna do 2 more. You can stick with this one, otherwise I'm just gonna add 1 and 2 variations. Otherwise stick with this one. Remember, we're just going in layers. All right, good, so go ahead and come onto your back. Well, you're on your back, I'll come onto my back. And then walk your heels in. Lift those hips again. So you can stay here, walk the shoulders under, clasp the hands, or bring your hands, your thumbs in towards your low back, fingertips wrap around the waist, elbows under you. You can even tippy-toe it to get there. You might have to tippy-toe to lift, so you get your hands under you and then set your heels down. So keep breathing here. There you go, good. That's it. If you're tippy-toeing, you can set your heels down if possible. If not, just keep your heels off the ground if you need to. Walking it under. There you go. That's it. Lift. Good. And gently, ever so slowly with conscious awareness, come down. Smiling the whole time. It helps. Yes. Good. All right. We'll try it one more time, adding 1 more variation if you'd like. We're just going to pause here for a moment, and then set the feet up once more. Pick up the hips, walk those shoulders under. If you had your hands beneath you last time, try that again. And then walk your feet in just a little bit closer, right and left, if your hands are underneath you. We'll lift up the right leg, possibly bending the right knee, draw to your chest first, and then extend the right leg to the sky. Lift. And then switch. So setting it the right foot down next to the left, draw the left knee in first, then extend the left leg high, and breathe. Wow, you guys are great. Gently release, bend the knee, set down. Oh yeah, you can rest. That's it. Take a big deep breath in and a big exhale out through the mouth. Just relax, like a big sigh of relief. Your body is very, very happy to be on the ground. Just resting. From here, we'll go ahead and just take the right ankle over the left knee. Coming into another hip opener, gentle. Bring your left foot off the ground, clasp your hands behind the left leg. And keep drawing the right leg in towards you. Flex your feet. Good, relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. Let it be in the hips. Let it all be in the hips, baby. That's what they always say. It's all in the hips when you're dancing. So let it be a dance. Let it be fluid. Keep your feet flexed, enjoying the sun. Even though it's a little bit warm out here today, just let it soak in. Because it won't last long in Wisconsin, so we gotta let it soak in. Store it up. Now, keeping your feet where they are, you're going to go ahead and release your hands. So we have, let's see, I gotta make sure I'm on the right side with you guys. You have the right ankle over the left knee. Yeah, so take your left hand, grab your right ankle, set your left foot on the ground. Good. Left hand has the right ankle. Reach your right arm overhead. And then let your knees go to the left, letting your right knee open up away from you. Now, even if your right knee's not opening up away from you, just imagine it, see it in your mind's eye, opening up that hip flexor, giving it some space, giving that right side some space so you can expand your breath. So it's like fingers opening wide on the rib cage. Open it up. Each breath it gets a little bigger. Good, and then gently release, recross. Let's start with the left ankle over the right knee. First the hip opener. Clasp behind the right leg, draw the leg in towards you. So you can come in as deep as you like. Just relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. Release the tongue from the roof of the mouth, the backs of the teeth. Feel that left hip smiling, giving it lots of attention with your breath, giving it lots of space. Good, and then just go ahead, set the right foot down, take your right hand, grab your left ankle, reach your left arm overhead, and then let your knees go to the right. Keep holding it there, breathe. Yeah, you can just let the top arm rest there, stretch it out, let the left rib cage open up. Try to open your left knee away from you, as far away from your chest as you can. Feeling a deep hip stretch. And then gently come back to the center. Good, and then just go ahead and bring your right knee into your chest, hug it in. Left leg extends strong. Extend out through the left heel. Good, and then we'll add a little bit more in the hips. Take your left hand, grab your right foot, turn your right knee open. Good, and then hug your right foot, roll up, hug your right foot towards you. Good, and breathe here. Now, if you're already tired, stay here. If not, take your right hand behind your head. And then we're just going to start to crunch up. Just a little bit of, just lift, roll up and back. Take the navel back as you come up. Inhale back, exhale up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now we're going to pause. We're going to add a little fork lift. So take your right elbow under your right calf muscle, yep, and then the left arm wraps. Otherwise, stay in the first position. Okay, you can stay with just your hand. Otherwise, fork lift it and breathe here. Keep your right foot flexed. That's it. And of course, if you want to go further, your left elbow will stay on your right ankle. Your right hand will come behind your head. Interlace the fingers and let your head rest in that little basket. So that's a little deeper. You really need to be mindful of the knees. So don't hurt yourself. Just smile and breathe. Let your head rest back then. It's kind of just holding the head nicely, resting. So you can just like stay here. What would you have to do to stay there for like an hour? Ooh, yeah, you really got to let go of something, right? Breathe. We got to relax and breathe. Be wherever you're at is perfect. Just where you're at. And then gently release. Everybody come out. And then we'll try the other side. So bring the left knee in, extend the right leg out. Just let your head rest back for a moment. Let your neck relax, let your jaw relax. Good, and then we'll roll up, chin to knee. Good, and then bring your right hand to your left foot, turn your left knee open. Good, clasping. Now you can stay here, remember, right? And we're gonna go step by step. Well, first let's add the little crunchies first. We're just gonna let our abs know we love them. So we come up and back. Inhale back, and then we exhale up. Navel back. Good, and then we'll pause. Going in a little deeper, we'll draw it to us, doing the little fork lift, right? Elbow under calf muscle, the left arm. Good, scoop it in, drawing the right or the left ankle to you with your right elbow. Or right forearm. So you're drawing it in, but flex your feet. So don't lose that flex. You're protecting your knees that way. And then again, you can add the little, it's like a little hammock for your head. You're gonna take the left arm around behind you, interlace your fingers. Then you just let your head drop back. And it just becomes a place you rest. Even though it doesn't really look like you're resting anywhere, it would be next to impossible to stay here for very long, but breathe. And just imagine you could just stay here all day. So at whatever layer you stopped is perfect. Good, and then release. Everybody take your knees to your chest. Set your feet on the ground for a moment. Good. Reach your arms out like a T. We're just going to do a few gentle twists. So go ahead and bring the knees over to the left. Turn your head to the right. Inhale up. Exhale to the right. 2 more on each side. Keep going with your breath. Inhale up. Exhale to the opposite side. And then go ahead and just bring your knees into your chest. There we go. All right, and then go ahead and set your feet down. Just this time bring the right knee over the left. And then let your knees go left, reaching your arms out like a T. So your right knee is over the left, let your knees go to the left. Good, and breathe here. You can turn your head in the opposite direction, feeling that twist all the way up the spine, lengthening, feel the spine smiling with your attention, with your conscious breath. Inhale, come up, recross, and we'll go in the opposite direction. Good, and breathe here. Feel this twist bringing your spine back to neutral. Deep breath from the belly, ribs, all the way up into the chest. Use this breath to revitalize, recharge your body. So rather than depleting the body, we are revitalizing it, rejuvenating, adding to rather than taking from. And then go ahead and come up. Bring your knees back into your chest. Good, and then we'll just go ahead and roll up, take a seat, extend both legs out in front of you for a gentle forward fold. So flexing the feet, inhale, lift your heart, reach your arms overhead, big inhale, and then exhale, we'll fold forward. Now you can bend your knees if you need to. You can reach for the shins, the ankles, or the feet, flexing the feet. Try to keep your toes up if possible. And then just gently ease yourself into it, breath by breath. So just allow your breath to go nice and slow and easy. Sometimes it's even helpful to count the breath as you inhale. And then exhale your breath, having this even breath going out. So if you're inhaling for 5, see if you can exhale for 5. And with an inhale, let's come all the way up. Reach overhead, big inhale. Good, exhale, release your hands alongside your body. Bring your hands behind you. Bend your elbows, point your feet. Good, and then we're gonna inhale, scoop the heart up. You can look forward or let your head drop back, just scooping it up. Lifting, so we're moving in the opposite direction. Lift it up, open the heart. And then release, come slowly up. Good, and then come back onto your back, bringing the soles of your feet together for reclined cobblers. So you're just gonna lay onto your back, bring the soles of your feet together, bring your hands to your belly, and then just rest here. You can have your feet a little closer towards you for a deeper stretch, or a little further away to make it a little easier on the hips. Just find a nice comfortable place to rest. And then notice your breath can start to slow down a little bit if it was speeding up, if it was feeling a little bit more ragged. Well, now let's slow it down. Bringing a gentle smile to the corners of your mouth. You can stay here or moving into Shavasana with straight legs, opening your palms to the sky, resting here, just listening to the sounds of the waves. So just rest. You can let your ankles drop open if your legs are straight. Feeling the mind easy and calm. No particular breath to breathe. Just let it be natural now, like the breath of a baby. That's the belly moving up. Nice and easy. If you ever watched a baby breathe. Very natural. So just allow yourself to rest. So you've done the work. You've done your part. And just let your mind rest on the breath, or you can listen to the waves coming in. Very soothing. If your mind wanders, just gently bring it back to the breath 1,000 times if you need to. Smiling, leading the mind back like you would a small child, gently by the hand. Using that gentle compassion that you would with someone you love, extending that towards yourself as well. And when the mind wanders, you just simply smile and come back, listening to the sound of your breath. And as we start to wake the body up using that same mindfulness, that quiet stillness that you've just cultivated as you wiggle the toes and the fingers, waking the body up. Good. And gently just reach your right arm overhead. Bend the left knee. Yeah. And then roll off to your right and rest there for a moment. Just roll off to the right and rest there for a moment. It's kind of one of those comfortable poses that sometimes you go to when you need to go within. It's kind of a little fetal position where we just get a little quieter, we go within, comfort yourself. And then using both hands, gently bring yourself up to take a seat. Good. Noticing that when you take a seat, you might be sitting a little taller. Maybe you're breathing a little deeper, maybe your mind's a little quieter, and you're probably covered in sand, but that's okay. Smiling and taking a moment to honor yourself. Namaste.